Hey, what is up, dudes and dudettes? This is Dudediligence here, and we have been a little bit dormant, after our last update on YouTube. And one of the considerations that we've been doing since our last Tesla prediction, or we predict that Tesla is gonna be around 1065 or 1050 or whatever, and then it's gonna see some resistance, it's gonna dwindle or whatever, and then we also talk about TBF. And in this video, we're just gonna basically straighten out a very clear investment thesis for you guys, since right now we're in a very volatile time and a lot of you don't see a lot of success in oil anymore. You guys are like, oh my god, why isn't oil keep spiking up? And again, like, not everything's gonna keep going up as it is. For oil, it's gonna dwindle a little bit around the $74 if you're just looking at US oil, or more like 78-ish, and it's gonna dwindle and dwindle a little bit more until we have further confirmation or information from Russia and the Ukraine situation. And also, you guys realize that right now, especially if you live in California, the premium gas is about $3.38, right? That means all of these price movement beforehand, all of these, the 100% of 57% or 87% of all of the oil price increase has been already priced in right now. Which means the real oil price level right now, as if we are just taking the account of all of the gas prices you actually are seeing or gas station, is in terms of the USO price, is somewhere around $78, okay, or somewhere around 80, and it's gonna keep being that way until about by the end of April. We have more information on new rounds of negotiation with Russia, and if it's actually successful, it's actually really bad for an international oil price. That means the oil price is actually gonna plummet if Russia decided to back out of the war, right? And of course, we all want Russia to back out of the war because we all want world peace. But if you are actively investing in oil, it's probably a better idea to either trim down your position or trying to find a smarter thesis if you were just purely investing in commodities. Because when the oil price decreases, that means the inflation problem is going to solve just a tiny little bit, but it won't really solve until the next rate hike. In order for the inflation to really dwindle down, we foresee that the federal government or the Federal Reserve have to increase the federal funds rate to about 0.75%, which means we probably will see 2 more rate hikes later on. So going back to how are we gonna make money from rate hikes, uncertainty, and all this kind of stuff. Like, I've been talking to my subscribers in Discord, even though they not really quite get my point, because a lot of you guys are still very gambling based investors or traders. What my thesis is, if I can make sure to make about 20% in the next 6 months, why wouldn't I do so? Why would I place a coin flip trade that might or might not work out in a very short-term period of time? I mean, it's one thing that you place, let's just say you risk only 1 to 2% of portfolio to place, good gambling bets that you probably only have 65% or even just 50% certainty. Just play around with the money, because we all know that a 1% are probably going to come back with all of your long-term hedging bets or anchoring bets. So it would be better for you to understand macroly, like, where the economy is going, and you can play those long-term bets. So one of the long-term bets that we recommend, and again, we are not financial advisors, we do not give financial advice, every single thing on this channel is for shits and giggles, is TBF. So the logic is very simple, right? So if we take our trusty paths out and we understand, and we're gonna draw like this thing called the yield curve. So for those of you who are not familiar with bonds have this yield curve, right? And then if you are investing in the yield curve, so how yield curve works is an increasing yield curve corresponds with a decreasing in bond price, okay? But the thing is, there's no current ETF on the market that gives you a treasury bill. So basically, TBF is one of the only ETFs on the market that actively bets on the decrease of bond price. And what interesting is going to happen is when interest rate increase, that corresponded with the yield curve increase or the yield of the bond increase, which correspond with the price decrease of bonds. So which means is if we're anticipating another 0.50% increase in interest rate, that means it will have a corresponding effect on the increase of the price of TBF, because TBF bets on the decrease of bond prices. I mean, if that's a little bit confusing, all you have to know is that if interest rate is going to increase, that means the price of TBF would increase. Okay, so our investment thesis here is in the next 6 months, based on our calculation and our algorithm, the price target for TBF in the next 6 months, if the interest rate is going to increase at least 0.25%, is about $20. So you will make about $2 on a $18 investment. So if we take our calculator, you will make how much percent? 2 over 18 is about 11%. I think it's pretty good for a 6 months investment. And if you're actually going to utilize options, then you probably make about 30% to 40% depending on what expiration date you're going to buy on this. All right, this is how you're going to make money on uncertainty and on the proportional certainty you have that the Fed is going to increase their interest rate. All right, see you guys on the upside, and hopefully this video helps. If you like those kind of content, smash the like button and subscribe. And join our Discord. It's an active community that people post in the main chat. And if you want a more close relationship with us and a closer relationship to what kind of content we're going to post out, and if you have any questions regarding a specific stock ticker and just wondering how we think about those tickers, our Patreon link is also down below, and our Patreon members have exclusivity to basically we're going to talk about on our YouTube channel, and they have a fresher and earlier look of our content. They get to ask more in-depth questions, and on our Patreon channel we post a lot of investment thesis that so far have made pretty much a lot of money over time, especially if you followed us especially from the beginning. You will know that our oil bets are making a lot of money, and a lot of our long-term investment and our anchoring position are keep giving us extraordinary returns over time. See you guys on the upside, and we'll see you in the next video.